Oh my god, I'm back again. This is I can do better. And more comment section explanations. Because we have this guy here. Can you tell me honestly if this is satire? And then explaining if he wants to keep it a secret, he can delete the comment right after and he will know because he got the notification for it. But yes, Joe Blue then desperately tries to sound clever, but logically fails. Let me explain you why. If you don't have the ability to discern, to realize the answer yourself, you are not qualified to know if what Joe claims is cheating is actually cheating or not. But that's the point of him asking because he's confused. There are two possibilities with your video, Joe. It's either satire and you are purposely rage baiting, but you always claim you're not. Then there is the other possibility that you're not rage baiting and you are, in fact, seriously meaning what it is you're saying. And in that sense, what he's then confused about is, are you really so stupid that you think someone like this is cheating? So it must be satire. And he just wants to confirm it. Like, you're then saying, because he doesn't automatically say, okay, your video is satire, I got it, I fell for it. Because he doesn't automatically say that, you're giving him you're putting the blame on him instead. Like, it makes no sense. Your video does not catch a cheater in action whatsoever, at all. Regardless how many times you claim it. And you're claiming you do in the comment section further down here. I implore you to pause and read this because it's a good little description of what's going on. I will then go through Joe's. And yes, you can see here, he made 5 assumptions to why it must be aimbot. I made, well, he claims it's arguments as to why, but it's assumptions. Regardless, because he doesn't know and he assumes the person is using aimbot, and these here are the assumptions as to why you can see it's aimbot. But yeah. The Cyber Ghost wrote, I'd be more convinced if you recorded you spectating these cheaters for full game. It is possible to do that. Huge did that a lot of times, and I respect him for doing it because he himself have come to conclusions that are admitting he's wrong or saying he still thinks it's cheating but doesn't have enough evidence to prove it's cheating, so to say. So going back down on such things is getting my respect. Yeah, it's again, Joe doesn't know how to write English, though he is from Britain, UK. It's their live gameplay. It's not spectate, and they are clearly being disingenuous by providing 29 FPS video footage. They are not providing 29 FPS video footage. That is, as you can see, someone down here says, that is a format in DaVinci Resolve, that automatically takes the video and puts it through like that. The proof is the fact that the only way Joe could get the other person's video was by downloading it on a YouTube downloader. Because the link is there. Everyone can go and find the link here. I suggest you do because it gives a good idea of what Joe is going through. And he then puts it through DaVinci Resolve here. And here it says The selected clips have a different frame rate to the project. Exactly. The project Joe have opened starts most likely, which I would understand, starts with 60 FPS. That's the project and how it starts. DaVinci Resolve then asks Joe if he wants to change the project's timeline of the frame rate to match. It's not saying to the source, it's saying to match the file he got. And he got it from YouTube download. But when he then does this here, you don't need to hear what he says. Because he says it's to the source, the file he got downloaded, not sent directly to him. It then makes the timeline 1. And Joe then goes over and starts fiddling with that. But the source he got is 1080. It's not 4K. This here is the resolution of 4K. But it only changed the frame rate. Meaning, Joe are having his standard projects set to 4K. That in itself tells you Joe are already doing something with this clip here that's not done by Got You Good. However, Joe obviously are claiming otherwise. I have now started my brand new version of DaVinci Resolve. I just wanted to test it out. I wanted to see how it works. It starts out on the cut. Joe Blue went to the edit and then to deliver part. In file and project settings, you can then see here, I have it set to Ultra, aka 4K processing. I actually needed to change it from 29.97 to 60 FPS because I wanted to see if it's gonna give me the same as what Joe Blue got. Down here, I actually ended up changing it to that one there and saved, but I don't know why I didn't keep it. That's weird. No, doesn't matter. I wanted to see if it's actually keeping this as the default for when I then put it in and I then get the same part as Joe do. Because this one here is where it started out to be. I don't know why it chooses 29.97 FPS frame rate rather than 30. But that's the default of where it is. You also have the image scaling, you have the color management. There are quite a lot of different things you can do in DaVinci Resolve, which kind of is cool because this is the free version, and if this here is a possibility and you can then output it in 4K 60 FPS, that's a really good program. I thought it was going to be like a pay lock, but so far it starts out impressing me. However, I'm at the moment, you can see down here, downloading the video file. Easy Kills, which is the same Joe got here. Easy Kills, he downloaded it, he didn't get it sent. But I'm curious as to see if it changes here. Because when I did it before changing this part here, away from that, before changing this one here, I then, oh, that's Ryan. That's why it went back. I ended up getting the deliver to only go back to the 29.97. So regardless of the frame rate that you put in here, in the video you put in, if this one here is not changed, that one there will always go to 29.97. I did it with one of my own videos that I'm recording in OBS for 60 FPS, 60 frame rates. It went down to 29.97, which is why I'm currently now downloading the video from YouTube to see what that one is going to convert over to. As you can see now, it is done downloading. I go over to DaVinci. I find the file on my second monitor. See or download. I needed to update that one. Okay, we then put it in here. It does ask me if I want to change the timeline to match. Let's see what it changes over to. It changes over to the default on DaVinci Resolve. Meaning, Got You Good has not manipulated his own video. It's just Joke Blerp reaching far and wide. Literally just Joke Blerp reaching far and wide. Like, can I reset DaVinci Resolve? 2 seconds. I cannot reset DaVinci Resolve, but I figured out just now, you can see the time actually doesn't change that much, that what you can do is just start a new project. I figured that out by starting 2 new projects. This here is the original project. I don't know why it shows that timeline thing. This here is the one where I figured it out, and this is where I confirmed it. So opening a new project will quote-unquote reset it until I figure out how to permanently set it as default. However, it changed it back to 24 FPS actually. And then adding the video given I am allowed. Hello. Okay. Minor bugs. There we go. I cannot go back now. Yes, sure I can actually. I did this here. Then I got it and now shows the other one. Still shows the 24. But it also still shows the resolution. The only thing that it's asking to do why can't I get to delete YouTube? Okay, some hotkeys are now not working. That's interesting. Just delete. Okay. Interesting. Next project. Can I drag it in? I still cannot drag it in. Then we open file like I just did before. Import media. We had the video there. Then I say change the timeline frame rate to match. You saw I did it just before by saying don't change. Now I say change to match what they are getting it at. And it then changes to the 29.97. Still nothing that indicates it has been manipulated by someone else. But DaVinci Resolve is manipulating it by saying it's 4K. Like, multiple reasons here in itself as to why you cannot trust Joke Blerp's assumption based on this. Like, this here is just what you downloaded as. If you want to see the source detail, the source frame rate timeline, what you need is for the other guy here, Got You Good, to send you the file directly. Otherwise, you cannot see. Sort by newest first, it's easier. Otherwise, you cannot see what the source frame rate is. What you're getting at is the frame rate given to you by YouTube. If it does not say 60 here, I'm fairly certain it says 60 on your video, Joe. Yes. 1440 is the pixel, just like 1080 is the pixel. You have the pixel here too. 1080p pixel. On Joe's video, it says 60 behind it, meaning that his video has been outputted as a 60 FPS video. Not everyone are gonna output it as a 60 FPS video, record it as a 60 FPS video, or upscale it in their software to 60 FPS. Previously, I used Clipchamp, a Microsoft software, and that in itself only outputs things as 30 FPS unless you pay for it, which I'm not gonna. So that, like, Joe Blue are arguing magic is happening. And that's why I'm not gonna magically trust Joe for whatever it is he says. Which also is why this here is one claim that he will never be able to actually prove. And then he continues to say in the second half of the video, he clearly shows that he pretends he didn't notice the enemy, which is down here. Joe Blue says he in this moment here that Got You Good didn't notice the enemy over here. That enemy there. That enemy that ran right there. I'll slow it down so you can see it. No, slow it down, I said. There comes an enemy on the field here. If his focus is over here, and then over here to be sure there are no one against the wall, he's not gonna see that enemy there. He pulls up the map. He then covers the forest again, and then covers out here. He sees there are no one here, but then he spots the enemy there. Those are common tactics to be doing. Like, literally. But Joe reaches far and wide and says, it's obvious indication of wall hacks that he's pretending he didn't spot the enemy. Sure, you can play that game, Joe. I already did it with your own video. Here you're just pretending you are not spotting that enemy there, because it would be too obvious to shoot him with your wall hack as you're aiming for him already as you go around the corner. It was too easy. It was too easy. It was too easy. I need to avoid showing my wall hack. Then here you're sitting and being ready for him. And if you actually look at it, as the enemy here travels from one side to the other, Joe's actually following him through. He then sees he's stopped and takes his walk over. Like you can see, he's only aiming here to obfuscate that he's not directly aiming on the enemy over here, looting the other character. That's the only reason whatsoever. Like you can literally see it. So his own sentence is directly referencing himself using wallhack, and then blaming everyone else for using wallhack in order to hide the attention for his own gameplay. Then we have CyberGo saying, and Joe quoting, also you're throwing the term aimbot out like candy on Halloween. Some people aren't very skilled. I made clear argument as to why I believe it to be aimbot. These here are not arguments, they are assumptions. Technically can be the same. But what are you saying here, Joe? And we are gonna attach that to I think it was under Barslow. Here. I think you said it. There. Occam's razor. Now, so we have the definition given by something else other than Joe. Britannica says, what is Occam's razor? Occam's razor is a principle of theory, construction, or evaluation according to which other things equal explanations that posit fewer entities or fewer kinds of entities are to be preferred to explanations that posit more. So you should prefer the fewer explanations over the many required explanations. Joe Blue comes with 5 explanations as to why it's aimbot. I'm coming with 1 explanation as to why it is not aimbot. If we go and play this video here, my explanation simply is, okay, you are motherfucking annoying. My explanation as to why it is not aimbot is super simple. If we go here, which is where Joe played the video, my explanation to why it's not aimbot is really simple. He's playing the game. 1 explanation. Occam's razor is following the fewer explanations over the many explanations. So Occam's razor falls to my benefit and not to the benefit of Joe. He's just playing the game. But Joe Blue wants to swing out Occam's razor. It's not even like, as Joe says, what proof is sped up gameplay? It's not even sped up. It's not looking faster or anything whatsoever. This here is normal gameplay speed. But it has absolutely nothing to do with aimbot at all. Again, explanations that posit fewer entities or fewer kinds of entities are to be preferred to explanations that posit more. So if someone can come with fewer explanations as to why something is happening, then that is to be preferred over someone coming with more explanations, according to Occam's razor, which is what Joe Blue are talking about so many times. But then we do it. We then see Occam's razor as a go-to. I made clear arguments as to why I believe it to be aimbot. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 arguments as to why he believes it's aimbot. I make 1 argument as to why I believe it's not aimbot. He's just playing the game. And with that, Joe Blue have not proven aimbot at all whatsoever. But he then says possible aimbot malfunction with logical reason why the obfuscation of the bars, like, makes no sense whatsoever. If the aimbot is malfunctioning, it's not a proof of aimbot, because you cannot then see the malfunction, as the aimbot has not been triggered because it failed. The same as a program crashing, it malfunctioned. The obfuscation of the bars. What? What bars are he trying to hide? Makes no sense whatsoever. No deviation in the aim. Okay. No deviation in the aim. We then slow it down. No deviation in the aim. Went in a curve under. I will show you here. See? Under and up. Then a little down. That's the curve up. It goes a little down. Then it goes slightly over. Too far for the enemy. And then back up. And then he shoots. You can see the small deviations. And then here again. It's not even locked on the player after the shot. So the aimbot is not there. Which means he should then be toggling aimbot on and off in between the shots. You can see here, it's even like sliding back and forth. The mouse movement is there. Like, you cannot make this up. Joe Blue sincerely believe all these curvatures are made by aimbot. This here is pure sidestep. You can see how the entire outline of the map or the field of view are basically in the same height. This here was pure sidestepping. Then here you have mouse adjustments. You have some small vague adjustments here. And then going up. Like, you cannot make this up. Absolutely full of deviations. Aiming in an L shape. That was when he was aiming on Joe. Killing Joe, actually. I also went through that one. This is the one here. Joe says this here is the L shape. This here is the L shape. He reaches this point, then sidesteps, then he goes out, and shoots. There's nothing L-shape about this. He's turning, and you can even see the deviation comparing to the bar here. He's turning, and then goes up to make sure that he hits the chest rather than just the waist or arm to deal maximum damage. Which actually is the same thing as Joe did. If we look here, going up, 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 dealing maximized damage. And then here at the end, I think he flicks. Yeah, you can see. My partner is angry at me. She's hungry. You know how women are when they are so hungry, they are upset. I'm soon having the elder beast.
What are you talking about?
What's the big beast in Elden Ring called?
Elden Beast.
Elden Beast. You can see here, Joe Blue is going up to maximize his damage in the same direction. This here is a shot. Like you can literally see here, it's the same line. It's just slightly longer because the enemy is further away. So Joe Blue are also using aimbot in the L shape. If the other one is aimbot too. Little to no mouse movement until the position, until the possible aimbot button is pressed. Well, he doesn't need to move the mouse that much. He needs to be precise. Doing all this here is not precision, Joe. Doing this here is precision. And then doing that to hit the shot. Like, make it make sense. There's a reason why you are so horrible at the game. Because every single time you're aiming somewhere, you're aiming on the ground, not the possible player. Like, you're not adjusting your mouse. Also, you're aiming directly at the enemy through here. Nice wall hack, though. So right here, you're proving yourself to having absolutely garbage game awareness and game knowledge. Just saying. Providing low FPS footage that could be used to hide aimbot behavior. That is an assumption that he's doing something, but it's only a requirement for you to be right. It's not a requirement for him to be playing the game. He's providing edited footage from Clipchamp. As I say, that's the software I used before. Before I figured out DaVinci is actually giving more possibilities based on the free version. I wonder how the files are gonna be then. Gonna be interesting though. He's just playing the game and gave you an upload, which turns out to be 30 FPS. He's not manipulating it to hide aimbot. He's giving you a shortened version of the match from where he met you to he killed the enemy down here, and he went to the wellspring guy. This here is uninterrupted gameplay, and you can literally watch it and see what he's doing. There's nothing here that indicates any sort of manipulation. If you have the eyes spot, it's actually very clear here, I can see. 260 FPS, 261 if we take that last FPS. He either got a good PC and a good monitor, or he got a good PC and a monitor that shows 180 FPS, 180 hertz. I hope the former rather than the latter, because if you have a weaker monitor than the computer outputting the FPS, he's not going to benefit from the difference in them. So I hope you have a good PC and a good monitor. Just saying. Side note, but still. I will then also go through this one here really quick, because this one here is Joe proving he cannot count. And I already made a video on it. I think it was that one. Might be that one or this one here. No, it's this one here. So I already made a video that Joe can count. Then going down here, another one from Joe. It's the exact same thing as I showed you just before. Ignoring reaction time because it suits you. Oh no, this one here is about the first guy with the flare, which I went through here. So I already have that video out too. He reacted to the noise of the flare and the flare, which like shows Joe's complete position by saying, "I'm here, see the light." And then Joe claims that it's a super fast reaction, but he reacts in at least 1 second, which is fairly normal for fast-paced FPS games. But to be ready to shoot, to have moved into that position with no noise. No, he made noise. Saying that it's no noise is because your headset sucks, and it truly does suck because you have an entire channel claiming no footsteps, where there actually can be heard footsteps. And waiting to shoot the moment they have visibility suggests wall hacks. No, it does not. You made noise by walking in the water, which also can be heard from him. And he's then waiting to have just the tiniest bit of extra information to be sure of where you are. Just like you went over to him, he's waiting for you to go over to your position. But you then reveal yourself with the flare. At the very least, with possible no footstep cheats, you need to prove that it exists, not just you claiming it. / exploits, again, you need to prove that it exists. And maybe an aimbot. Not even close. But wall hack for the absolute minimum. Not even close. You are, by you saying this, proves you are also proving that you have no idea of how the game works in case of sound cues. There I've said the actual facts without ignoring anything and using to conclude the likelihood of cheats. No, the actual facts would be this. The actual facts are gonna be like this. And I'm gonna play the video to show the actual facts. Then I'm gonna go back on it to again comment on the actual facts.
Okay.
It's not in and out anymore.
Maybe it was Discord
Maybe it was
jank.
Discord jank. Yeah, it could well be.
Is that you
on me?
running?
On me? No, absolutely not. It's come up. It's that little bomb lance. Jam.
I can't see anything down here, man. It's too dark.
Oh, that was.
Okay, so there you have it. Now going back, that end of the compound where he is sitting is pretty darn simple. There is a double door. Let's just show it down here.
Of the episode today.
Yeah, here. Joe's sitting with the ramp up and the door on the side. So his cousin...
Not in and out anymore.
Stop. His cousin on that side are sitting with a double door that Joe showed in a previous video. On 15 are actually showing the completely opposite side of that very same compound. I'm going to show it like this here without sound so I can comment on it. You have the floor planks. You can hear that the enemy is running on floor planks. You have the dry concrete things here. You have the floor wooden words. Wooden stair here. You have the double door. The double door could simply be open. You can hear here. Here you can hear that they both hear someone. You can see the character here standing completely still, which means Joe are confused for absolutely lack of game awareness. But let's go through it.
Maybe Discord jank.
Discord jank. Yeah, it could well be.
Is that you
on me?
running?
On me?
You could hear the water, you could hear the wood, the water from... Can I go a little back? Potentially the water from down there. So you have water, wood, you have a lot of indication that someone is running. He then dies and says bomb lance, which is a goddamn terrifying close combat weapon because it can shoot you and one kill you.
No, absolutely not. It's come up.
Or he could literally just slash him. He doesn't say how he does it, but I don't hear the shot. Of course, the bomb lance can be more silent too, so there's that possibility.
That little bomb lance. Jam.
I can't see anything down here, man. It's too dark.
Now, by the chance he actually slashed him, he would then be on top of the body, eluding him potentially, having the sound clue of Joe walking in water, and that's why he's hidden behind the rock that's right here. And not going forward to shoot Joe or being visible. Had Joe gone over here saying it's too dark, he could have had the flare in his hand while having cover and heard the enemy, and then actually swapped to his weapon to be ready. Had Joe done something else too, you can see here, taken cover over here and thrown the flare there, or made the flare bounce, he would have been in cover, heard the enemy, had his weapon ready. Had he done something completely different, thrown the poison, shot the poison on the teammate there, he would have probably actually have poisoned the enemy, make him run around. But what does Joe do? He chooses the most retarded option of them all. He picks the flare and says, "Hey, I'm over here, shoot me." What do I mean by that? Listen.
I can't see anything down here, man. It's too dark.
He turns on the flare, meaning I have given you a huge sound indication that I am not ready with anything right now. And you can see my entire body right now. Here, take your shot at me. Done proving Joe wrong. You have just stated facts while omitting others and then claiming I'm bad and that's not cheat. It's not cheat. Okay. He's just stated facts while omitting others. But the facts you are claiming exists are... The reaction is too fast, but he was already on the corpse. You just finished looting him. You took your goddamn time and gave him 1 full second to react to you with the flare being turned on and such. But to be ready to shoot, to have moved into position with no noise and waiting to shoot the moment they have visibility, suggests wall hacks. No, it does not. You are walking in water, giving him indication of where you are at all times. He does not need to stop looting your teammate because you're not moving closer. You're not shooting your poison arrow over on him, regardless if your teammate doesn't have resilience. You can just wait out the poison cloud anyway. You are purposely standing without a weapon in the open, lighting up your entire body with a flare saying, I am right here. I'm going to throw the flare over at you so I also can see you. Please wait so I also have a chance. But who the fuck would wait for the enemy to be ready to shoot them other than you? While at the very least with possible no footsteps, no. He meleeed your teammate already on the corpse of your teammate, meaning he doesn't need to do shit movement other than just peek around the corner of the rock. And possible aimbot. And maybe aimbot. No, neither. You can see here. He's just moving, crouching around the corner. And then, as the flare leaves you, you're then going to see his shot there. On your fucking teammate. As I said, he's not moving from the position. He's just peeking around from a position over here. He's already on your teammate looting him. He's just peeking around the rock to get you. Like, it's insanely simple. So you are creating delusional arguments as to why someone else must be cheating because you cannot accept defeat. And I think there was one down here too. No, that was the other one that's also new. So I have now proven to you why, again, Joe Blue are wrong and cannot find anything close to actual cheating evidence. Other than just him whining insanely much. I got hiccups. I hope you enjoyed this. I don't even know how long it is. 45 minutes, holy crap. I hope you enjoyed this video here because, like, I'm literally proving you why Joe Blue are wrong about everything he's basically saying. And this here I went through. I will not do it again. You will need to watch either that one or that one for it. I think I am highly likely thinking it's this one here. This year, Occam's Razor. As easy as that. Joe Blue claiming that the video provided is 29 FPS is Joe Blue being disingenuous about reality, because it is actually DaVinci Resolve that's manipulating the footage to be 29.97. As also stated down here, it's a standard format. So yeah, you can also see that it's manipulated by DaVinci Resolve because the timeline does not match up. The standard project format, creating a new project so you can see it by itself, is 24. So DaVinci Resolve is actually bumping up the frame rate to where it normally should be. So there's that too. But yes, not everyone knows all softwares are not using the exact same as everyone else. As I showed you in this video even, I'm new to DaVinci Resolve. Probably gonna try and fiddle with it and see what can be made out of it. Because it also has YouTube's format. Oh, interesting. I literally just... Okay, so outputting at 4K is not gonna be possible in 60 FPS. If I change it here to 60, and I then do like that. Okay, so you need to do that, otherwise it's gonna cap it. Okay, so there are a lot of freaking settings in here you need to match to make something better. Gonna be interesting actually to learn more about this software. But Joe Blue also proves he also doesn't know anything about the software and how downloading videos from YouTube works and such. So, oh, I love reality. Oh, I'm gonna enjoy my dinner. Have a great day, everyone.